Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's Simple Healthy Solution. I'm Sara, and it is so cold outside. It just continues to be a very frigid winter. And so I have to get creative with how many soups I can make. I had all these extra onions in my refrigerator, and so I decided that I'm going to make French onion soup because I love it, but it can also have a lot of calories because of the bread and the cheese. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to make my French onion soup in a little bit healthier fashion so we can cut those calories and save that waistline. Keep watching so I can show you how we're going to make this delicious warm soup. All right, so all I'm going to do is heat up 1 tablespoon of whipped butter. Remember, I like whipped butter better than stick butter because it has less fat per tablespoon. So we've got 1 tablespoon of each, the butter and the oil, because together they just give this really nice, rich flavor. So I'm going to heat that up right on my stovetop, just low. I'm not going to let it heat up too much because I don't want it to burn, but I want to melt it down. I've melted my butter. I had 2 large onions, so I just cut them up. I'm going to add them to the butter. You can hear a little bit of that sizzling sound, but it's not too intense because we're not trying to fry the onions. We just want them to be translucent. We don't want to brown them. It smells good already. Yum. You can pause. My onions are pretty translucent now. It took about 3 to 5 minutes as I just kept stirring because again, I don't want to brown them. I just want to cook them down and have them be clear. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of sherry cooking wine, 4 cups of bone beef broth. You know I love bone broth for that protein and collagen. You could also use a little red wine if you have red wine instead of sherry wine, but that's what I had on hand. And then I'm adding 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, a tablespoon of parsley, and another 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, all into my broth. Now, some people will use thyme. Thyme will add like a woodsy flavor. I did not have thyme. I had parsley, so that's what I went with. Parsley also adds a little bit of an earthiness, adds just a little extra flavor, very subtle. But it really is a nice touch to add to the broth. And now I'm just gonna let this cook all together. I'm gonna leave it here to boil, and then once it boils, I'm gonna bring it down to a simmer, and I'm just gonna leave it on my stovetop for about an hour. All right, everyone, so our soup is done and it is piping hot. So you ready for my secret ingredient of how I get that cheesiness without all the extra calories of the bread and cheese? I like to use these baked pieces of cheese that you could buy. There's a bunch of different brands, but this is the one I picked up today. This one's a 4 cheese parm crisp, and it's made from 100% real cheese. They're pretty nice size, so you can see. I like them because they can fit really nicely right on top of my cup of soup. And if I use 3 of these, which I really don't need 3 because they're, like I said, nice size. 3 of them is 100 calories and gives you 8 grams of protein. This is a really nice dish that you can make. You could have it as a snack, you could have it as a meal. Onions are a vegetable, remember, so they do offer a lot of vitamins, minerals, especially vitamin C, B6, potassium, folic acid. So those are really wonderful for you. Also lots of antioxidants that help fight cancer. This is a really great way to get in those veggies and keeps you nice and warm. And remember, we use that bone broth to offer some protein, as well as adding those cheese crisps now, which will give us a little bit more protein. And so I will just kind of dunk it in and let it melt in here, and it'll give me that really nice cheesy flavor that I like in French onion soup, but without all those extra calories. So I hope you will give this a try. Let us know what you think. Bon appetit. Stay warm. Oh my God, so good.